Hippopotamus. Picture an animal that kills more humans in Africa every year than lions, leopards, and crocodiles combined. Something sleek, something fast, something with claws. It's the hippo, 1,800 pounds per square inch, and it eats grass. The hippo is classified as an herbivore, but its gut is designed for plant matter, and yet it has canine teeth that can grow to 50 centimeters long. That's nearly 20 inches of ivory tusk. For what? To eat grass? No. Those tusks are weapons. Pure, unapologetic weapons. The hippo's entire skull architecture is built around those canines. The jaw muscles attach to a massive bony crest that runs along the top of the skull. When a hippo opens its mouth, and they can open nearly 180 degrees, what you're looking at isn't a yawn. It's a threat display, a territorial warning. And when that warning is ignored, 1,800 pounds per square inch descends on whatever is in the way. Hippos have bitten through aluminum boats. They've bitten adult crocodiles in half. When protecting their territory in the water. There are documented cases of hippos biting through entire 4x4 vehicle doors. Not denting them, through them. And they're fast. Everyone underestimates hippo speed. On land, a hippo can hit 20 miles per hour over short distances. In water, they're even more agile. There is no safe distance from an agitated hippo. The reason hippos need this bite isn't predation, it's competition. Male hippos fight each other constantly for access to water territory and females. These aren't scuffles. They're brutal, bloody battles where those tusks get driven into each other's bodies repeatedly. The 1,800 psi bite is the product of millions of years of hippos, fighting hippos, and everything else nearby just became collateral damage. Grizzly bear. There's a reason indigenous peoples across North America treated the grizzly bear with something close to reverence. This is an animal that combines raw physical power with one of the most versatile bites in the entire animal kingdom. 1,200 pounds per square inch sounds modest compared to what's come before. But context is everything. A grizzly doesn't need 5,000 pounds per square inch because it doesn't need to be the fastest killer. It needs to be the most capable survivor. And that's exactly what its bite is designed for. That massive sagittal crest, the ridge running along the top of the skull, is an anchor for jaw muscles that are proportionally among the largest of any terrestrial mammal. Those muscles attach high and wrap wide, giving the grizzly a bite that doesn't just generate force, it sustains force across the entire surface of the jaw. Front teeth, side teeth, back teeth, all of it delivers crushing power simultaneously, and the grizzly uses all of it. It catches and crushes salmon, the spine of a mature sockeye gone in one bite. It tears apart logs to reach insects. It strips bark from trees. It cracks open elk femur bones to reach the marrow inside. Bones that would defeat most carnivores, because marrow is calorie-dense fuel, and before winter, every calorie counts. And when the situation calls for it, 1,200 pounds per square inch becomes something different entirely. Grizzlies have been documented killing full-grown adult moose, animals that weigh 1,500 pounds. A bite through the back of the neck into the spine, and it's over. The most important thing about the grizzly bear's bite is this, and it doesn't specialize. It does everything. Plants, fish, insects, roots, bark, bone, large prey. The same jaw handles all of it with equal authority. That's what 35 million years of bear evolution looks like. Jaguar pound, 4 pound. Those three words are the most important in big cat biology. The jaguar is not the biggest cat. It's not the fastest. It doesn't have the longest range or the biggest territory. But in terms of bite force relative to body size, and in terms of what that bite force actually does, nothing alive compares. 1,500 pounds per square inch from an animal that typically weighs between 100 and 250 pounds. A lion, which can weigh 3 times as much, bites at around 650 pounds per square inch. A tiger, the largest cat alive, comes in around 1,050 pounds per square inch. The jaguar, smaller than both, hits 1,500. Something in its evolutionary history turned the bite force dial all the way up and broke it off. And the technique. Every other large cat on Earth kills the same basic way. Suffocation. Grab the throat or the muzzle, hold until the prey stops breathing. It works. It's been refined over millions of years. The jaguar does something completely different. It goes for the skull. A jaguar positions itself above or beside its prey and drives its canine teeth directly through the skull, between the ears into the brain, or it punctures the temporal bone, or it cracks the cervical vertebrae at the base of the skull. The kill is instantaneous. The prey doesn't suffer. The jaguar doesn't exhaust itself in a prolonged struggle. It's not just strong, it's smart strong. This technique evolved because of what jaguars hunt in the Amazon. Caimans, armored. Giant river turtles, heavily shelled. Capybara, tough skulls. The jaguar's bite had to punch through armor that would stop any other cat cold, so it evolved the skull architecture to match. That wide, round, almost circular skull, that's not aesthetic, that's engineering. The wider the skull, the longer the moment arm for the jaw muscle, the greater the closing force. The Amazon's master assassin. Doing this in absolute silence alone, for millions of years. Nile crocodile, 5,000 pounds per square inch. That is the highest bite force ever measured on a living animal, ever, on this planet. And it belongs to something that has barely changed in 200 million years. The Nile crocodile. Dinosaurs came and went. Ice ages wiped out entire ecosystems. Mass extinctions reshaped the planet twice. And this animal just kept going. Because when your bite is this perfect, evolution stops bothering you. The thing most people get wrong about crocodile jaws is they think it's all about the teeth. It's not. The teeth are almost secondary. It's about the closing muscles. A Nile crocodile's jaw-closing muscles are some of the most powerful biological structures in the animal kingdom. Muscle fibers so dense, so layered, that the force they generate gets concentrated through an incredibly narrow point, the tip of those interlocking teeth. That's where 5,000 pounds per square inch becomes real. That force doesn't spread out, it focuses. Here's something that surprises almost everyone. You could hold a crocodile's jaws shut with a rubber band. Their opening muscles are laughably weak. All the power, every single newton of force, is in closing. That's not a flaw. That's genius. Nature said, you don't need to open fast, you need to close and never let go. And that's exactly what they do. The death roll, that iconic, terrifying spin you've seen on wildlife footage, it's not random thrashing, it's biomechanically calculated. Once those jaws lock, the croc rolls its entire body to twist meat away from bone. It's using its whole body as a wrench with the bite as the vice. A fully grown male Nile crocodile can take down a wildebeest, a zebra, a buffalo, animals that weigh 10 times what most predators can even handle. And once it has you, there is no getting out. No animal on Earth has the strength to pry those jaws open against the closing force. 5,000 psi isn't just a number, it's a death sentence with no appeal. Spotted hyena. The spotted hyena is the most underestimated animal on this entire list. 1,100 pounds per square inch. Smaller number. But what this animal does with that bite is something nothing else on Earth can replicate. The spotted hyena eats bone, not occasionally, not as a last resort when food is scarce. Routinely, systematically, as a core part of its diet. The premolar teeth of a spotted hyena, the big crushing teeth sitting behind the canines, are unlike anything in the mammal world. Dense, reinforced, with roots that extend unusually deep into the jaw to handle the stress. When a hyena bites down on a buffalo femur, one of the strongest bones in the African savanna, that bone doesn't survive. It gets crushed into fragments and swallowed. and their digestive system can handle it. A hyena's stomach acid is among the most concentrated of any mammal. It dissolves calcium. It breaks down bone fragments that would destroy any other predator's gut. The result? Hyenas extract nutrition from parts of a carcass that lions, leopards, cheetahs, wild dogs, none of them can touch. After a hyena is done with a kill, there is almost nothing left. The skull architecture that makes this possible is extraordinary. The head looks disproportionately large because it is disproportionately large, almost entirely given over to jaw muscle attachment surface. The neck and shoulder muscles are enormous because the whole assembly is built to generate and absorb bite force in every direction. People laugh at hyenas. They've been dismissed as scavengers, as cowardly, as nature's garbage collectors. Every one of those takes is wrong. Spotted hyenas are highly intelligent, cooperative hunters. They take down wildebeest in coordinated packs. They are often the ones who make the kill. And then lions steal it from them, not the other way around. With 1,100 pounds per square inch and a stomach that digests bone, the hyena ensures that every single hunt, no matter how it ends, feeds the clan completely. That's not a scavenger. That's a perfectly engineered apex system. Great white shark. Measuring bite force in a great white shark is extraordinarily difficult. These estimates come from biomechanical modeling, analyzing skull structure, muscle mass, jaw leverage, and then extrapolating. So 4,000 pounds per square inch is the best scientific estimate available. Some models suggest up to 4,400 in a very large individual, but here's why the number almost doesn't matter. The great white shark didn't evolve to crush. It evolved to cut. Those teeth, triangular, serrated on both edges like a steak knife, except each serration is itself serrated under a microscope. Nature engineered the perfect cutting surface and then placed hundreds of them in rotating rows that replace themselves throughout the shark's entire life. A great white never has a broken tooth, it just gets a new one. When a great white bites, it doesn't clamp and hold like a croc. It bites, shakes its head side to side incredibly fast, and those serrated teeth work like a hacksaw through flesh and bone simultaneously. One bite can remove 30 to 50 pounds of tissue in a single strike. The other thing people miss is the approach. Great whites breach. They hit from below at full speed, sometimes completely leaving the water. And that bite force gets multiplied by kinetic energy. It's not just 4,000 pounds per square inch of jaw force. It's 4,000 pounds per square inch, delivered at 25 miles per hour. From a 2,000-pound animal. That's not a bite. That's a biological missile. And these animals have been doing exactly this for 400 million years. They predate trees. They predate the Amazon rainforest. The ocean has had sharks longer than it's had plants on land. That kind of staying power doesn't happen by accident. If you enjoyed this, hit like and subscribe. And if you want to see more, the next one's right there.